What's good, YouTube? It's your favorite old head Uncle Twin Jairus. We back with another video, and today, hey man, I'm finna give y'all this build that's been sweeping across the 2K community. The only build that has been shooting lights out thus far in the game. And I told y'all, hey, but before we get into the build, man, I need everybody who clicked on the video, man, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to turn that 45,759 into 50K, simple, and I can't do it without y'all. And make sure you turn them noties on for consistent 2K content related to the big man. Make sure you turn them noties on. And if you're watching the video, hey, drop a like on the video right now, man. We're trying to get this video to 1,000 likes, man. So all my Noti gang, TVG, Team Verde gang, you know, we shoot big greens, not like the other team. I need y'all boys to drop a like on the video right now. Hey, but let's get into the build, man. So a lot of people have been making this build. First, we're gonna go for position. We're gonna go to power forward. Power forward in this build. Handing this doesn't matter. Left hand, right hand. I remember once upon a time, well, probably still, some people think that left-handed players on 2K shoot better than right-handed players. So we'll go left-handed, man, just for S&G's. Jersey number, man, we'll make the jersey number. We'll make it 33, man. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. And for the skill breakdown, we're going all green pie chart, all green. Now, a lot of people have been making this build as their second build because they made a build initially that they weren't able to hit with. A lot of people that made like sharp facilitators last year, or I've even seen people who were like ISO gods, dribble gods, comp players that made like playmakers initially that weren't able to shoot. They have gone back to the player builder and created a new build, and this is the build that they're making. Now, as you see, well, just right here in the physical pie charts, well, on the attributes, just off default, you see the 3-point rating is an 86, and the mid-range, well, the 3-point rating is an 85, and the mid-range is an 86. Now, I've heard people say that the only way that you can hit consistently off rip, meaning without having your player attributes max and without having all your badges, is to be in the 80s when it comes to shooting. So that's why people are making this player. I've seen people use this build and go out there and shoot 5 for 5, you know, 6 for 7, 5 for 6, and this is the only build that I've seen do that, you know, pretty much consistently. Like, I've seen people shooting 70% from the 3, you know, and it's only been 1 week that the game has been out with this build right here. So as far as the physical pie chart, you know, I've seen people make it a lot of different ways. You know, I've seen the even pie chart, I've seen the agility, strength. So it really just depends on how you're going to be using this player. Some people are using this like on the 3s. They're using it as like at the 2 spot. So they're not playing the big, and they're not playing, of course, they're not the primary ball handler. So a lot of them have chosen not to go with the strength. Like, some are going with like the speed pie chart, and then some are going with the agility and vertical pie chart. I mean, just for the build purposes, we'll go with the you know, the speed pie chart, you know, just to say we went with it. Now, as far as the physical, as far as the you know, taking up your attributes, you know, we're gonna go mid-range, of course, 3-point free throw, post fade, of course. Now, we're gonna make some changes to this in a minute. Now, what a lot of people are doing, or one thing you may not know about this build, because for some reason we haven't been able to get the 2-way stretch 4 or 5 like the player name this year. But on this build, if you were to take your defense all the way up, you can actually get 10 defensive badges. So 10 defensive badges on the stretch is not bad. Not bad at all. Now, I've seen people like take their defense down because they're not playing, you know, not playing down low. But in my opinion, if you could be a stretch and have 10 defensive badges, I would keep the 10 defensive badges. Of course, on the on the shooting, you know, you're all green, so you can, the max capability you have is getting the 30 shooting badges. Now you're left with 97 badge, you know, well, not badge, but 97 attribute upgrades remaining. Where you use these is kind of preference. You know, I've seen people improve the ball handling and the pass accuracy. You know, I've seen people go with trying to get some finishing on this build, so they'll I've seen them take up the shot close, you know, the driving layup, driving dunk, leaving nothing understanding dunk, and then they put this on, you know, on the ball handling to give them a little bit more ball handling. I mean, you're still not gonna get that many badges. Let's see, if you were to max out the playmaking, let's just see what's the max number of playmaking badges that you can get. The max number of playmaking badges, I thought it was so it's 14. So 14 playmaking badges, that's the most that you can get. That's just if you were to max everything. So depending on how you want to make the build, how you plan on making it, you could play around with those. But just for this build purpose, we're gonna go with our finishing. So we're gonna take up our driving dunk, we'll take up our driving layup, we'll take up our shot close. And as you can see, I mean, it doesn't really give you anything but like one finishing badge. It's just using the remaining of your badge points. And even if you to use all of these in a certain category, it's not gonna give you that either. So if we choose to go, you know, ball handling, driving layup. I mean, this kind of just depends on your preference. Let's say if you're wanting to get something, even if you take down your driving layup, you know, it's not going to give you, you know, anything there. Like I said, you can, some people are taking, like, this depends on you. You might not feel like interior defense is important if you're playing the 2 spot. So it kind of depends on what you're playing, who you're playing with, on how you do these. Now, body style, of course that doesn't matter. Imagine a little built, burly stretch 4. I'm asleep. But yeah, now as far as the height, I've seen the most common height I've seen this build with is 6'9", but I've even seen people make the build at 6'7". But if you were to stay at 6'9", and with your weight, you know, depending on how you want to do you really don't even have strength anyway. So you may want to take your strength all the way down just to improve your speed, because you're not gonna be a strong build. Because even if you max your strength, what is that, a 58 strength? I mean, perhaps you might want to do that, but I mean, who knows? We're gonna try to keep it default. So that's 235. Wingspan, max wingspan is 91. I mean, that's gonna improve your defense. You see, you got 10 defensive badges. If you were to go max wingspan, you still are in the 80 threshold for your shooting, and that actually improves your defensive rebounding, block, and steal also. Myself personally, if I were making this build, I would probably go max wingspan. But you might want to stay default. I wouldn't recommend go lower, even though I have seen some people lower their wingspan just to try to make sure when they get a couple pluses that their 3 ball is going to be in the 90s, which is, I mean, it's really valid for just like a spot up. I mean, you just standing there most of the time. You might do a little dex and spark in the 3, but we'll keep it at default for build purposes or for the video purpose. And of course, you know, well, you're gonna have 2 options as far as your takeover: rim protected takeover and sharp takeover. Choosing the sharp takeover or the spot up takeover, of course, going through the player builder, it's gonna say you created a stretch 4. Now, overpowered build. right now in the game, because a lot of people are using this build. Like I said, they reverted to this build after seeing difficulties in shooting, and a lot of people have been sparking. So like right now, in my opinion, and it may remain like this for the rest of the year, but this is the best shooting build in the game. The best shooting build for just spotting up shooting. They're not missing. Now, as you see, it does lack in some categories. It does lack in some categories, but like I said, stretches have always been a part of the game. They did get a bit of a nerf last year in 20. Of course, you know, they were pretty OP in 19. They were OP in 18. So in the last few years, I mean, they've been pretty valid. Just last year they did take a hit. Now, as far as the badge setup, I mean, we'll put this one on contact finisher. Your playmaking, we'll put it on unpluckable. As a matter of fact, we'll put it on bailout. For your defensive badge, now you see, now you can get your rebound chaser on gold. You can get your intimidator. You can get your rim protector. We'll put on your chase down, interceptor. Give you a little pogo stick. So for the badge setup, this is what we will go with. Now, as far as your shooting, of course you have the 30 shooting, which is the most shooting you get without hitting legend. And from what I'm saying right now, the best badges in the game as far as shooting, you want to go range extender Hall of Fame off rip. You will want to go catch and shoot Hall of Fame. Corner specialist, they say, works the best on silver. Deadeye, I would go silver. Hot zone hunter, I would take that to Hall of Fame. Because of the difficulty in shooting, I've seen people run flexible on bronze, just so you can get the badge to pop up sometimes if you get, you know, a non-perfect release. Green machine, you know, I've seen this on different levels too, but for video purposes, we'll put it on silver. A lot of stretches, you know, they're normally the primary shooter, so I've seen like volume shooter on silver. I'm trying to think of some other badges that I've seen, like, you know, comp players or players that use this build. There's been a lot of dexing going on thus far, so you might want to think about slippery. You might want to think about hot start. Also, tireless shooter is a good badge. You know, you could be dexing running around. Like, I've seen a lot of people use this who take a lot of shots. Also. Most of the time you're not gonna be setting screens on this build, so pick and popper may not be, you know, a badge that you want to use. Clutch shooter has always been a secret weapon of mine. I would run it on silver also. So then you have like one more to, you know, we can play around with. So you might want to put it on green machine, or you might choose to take one off slippery, just depending on you and how your green machine on Hall of Fame. But this is the badge setup that I would go with on this build. Like I said, the stretch 4 is overpowered. It's dominating right now. I seen my boy T Mizzle say, he put a tweet out on Twitter. He was like, right now 2K21 is not a skill gap, it's a build gap, because from what we're seeing, the people who are dominating, they're making, you know, certain builds. But we'll have more on that later. But hey, hope this helped y'all out a little bit, man. Like my boy Jay Easy said, if you like the video, but y'all already know who it is, man. Your favorite old head Uncle Twin, Jairus Twin. Drop a sub, drop a like, stop the jokes. Hey man, TVG, y'all boys been going crazy, but let's get it.